Hello, and welcome to episode 37 of Rivers Arcade Review. My name is Ed. This channel is dedicated to the coin-operated video games of yesteryear. Today I'll be reviewing a game from my past, Moon Cresta. Moon Cresta was released by Nichibutsu in 1980. My first time playing this game was at Laredo Lanes in Chicago, Illinois. Moon Cresta is a space shooter game in which you must destroy a series of different enemies. You control your spaceship with two control buttons, one for left and one for right, and a fire button. During this game you will encounter 5 different types of enemies as you make your way through the game. The first thing that sets Moon Cresta apart from all other space games is your ship. Unlike other space shooters, you technically receive only one life. Your ship is formed by 3 separate pieces, each one larger than the next. These ships have the Roman numerals 1, 2, and 3 written on them. The number 1 portion of the ship is the smallest and only has 1 laser cannon. The number 2 portion has 2 lasers, but it is much wider, and the number 3 portion also has 2 laser cannons and is the widest. The game begins with your ship flying up to the midpoint of the screen, and it will leave portion number 1, and the bottom 2 ships will return downward and go off the screen. Once the bottom ships leave, your ship will return to the bottom where most ships would be on other space shooter games. If your number 1 ship gets destroyed, the same process will happen as the beginning, but the number 2 ship will be left for you to play. The same thing will happen when your number 2 ship is destroyed. The number 1 portion of your ship only has a single shot capability, but the other 2 have dual shot capability, although each ship has only the capability of having 1 shot on screen at a time. The first enemy you face will be 4 purple eyeball-shaped creatures. Shooting one of these enemies will cause it to split in half and become a crescent-shaped enemy. If you take too long to shoot the eyeballs, they will split into 2 crescent-shaped enemies. The eyeballs will stay in a moving formation, but the crescents will fly downward in an attempt to ram your ship. After destroying these enemies, they will be replaced with a set of 4 yellow eyeballs that act the same. You will earn 50 points for every eyeball and crescent destroyed. The next level, you will encounter 8 green winged aliens. These aliens will swarm and dive bomb you in an attempt to crash into your ship. After these aliens are destroyed, 8 more of these aliens will appear, although now they are purple. You will receive 30 points for each alien destroyed. After you clear the purple winged aliens, you will have a docking level. Your ship will be transported halfway up the screen, then the next piece of your ship will rise up to the bottom position. The goal is to make the 2 ships dock with each other. You can control the top shift with your left and right buttons, and the fire button allows you to thrust upward. During the docking mission, your controls are not quick to respond, so you need to time your movements in advance. You need to line up the bottom pad of your ship with the top pad of the lower ship, and in doing so will allow you to continue with extra firepower in future levels. You only have 30 seconds to fulfill the mission, and if you don't succeed, the lower ship will leave the screen. And if you land without being on the pad, one of your ships will be destroyed. You will receive bonus points for every second you have on the timer after you complete the docking. Scoring for the bonus points are as follows. Docking the number 1 ship will earn you 100 points per second on the timer. Docking the number 2 ship will earn you 200 points per second, but if you're able to dock the double ship with the 1 and the 2 connected, you will earn 300 points per second. You need to have a lower portion of your ship in reserve for the docking stage to take place. The next enemies you encounter are 8 green aliens that have the ability to transport from one area of the screen to another as they dive bomb your ship. After the green aliens are destroyed, 8 purple enemies of the same style will appear and will attack in a similar but faster pattern. These aliens are worth 60 points each. The next item you will face are falling asteroids. These will appear from the edges of the screen and fly downward at about a 45-degree angle in an attempt to crash into your ship. You must either avoid or shoot these asteroids. There are 8 purple asteroids in the first attack. They will appear 2 at a time and crisscross about halfway down on their trajectory. After all 8 asteroids appear, 8 yellow ones will appear in a similar attack pattern. Destroying the asteroids will earn you 200 points each, although you do not need to shoot them to survive the level. Once all 8 yellow asteroids are destroyed or avoided, you will have another docking level in which you attempt to dock with the largest ship with the number 3 on it. If you are successful at this docking, you will be able to have up to 5 shots on screen at one time. 1 shot from the small ship, and 2 each from each of the other 2 ships. Just like before, if you don't have a portion of your ship in reserve, there will be no docking level. The next level, you are faced with 8 small green egg-shaped enemies that will move left and right in a formation, but will suddenly form downward spikes and will attack in a fast downward motion. You must avoid and shoot these enemies. After clearing the yellow enemies, 8 blue enemies will appear and attack in a similar pattern. These enemies are worth 100 points each. After you clear the blue enemies, your ship will rocket upward to the top and the screen will say "Far Out" and you will hear a musical congratulation tune. Once the ship leaves the top of the screen, the game will return to the first level and your ship will go through the same separation and you will only have the top portion of the ship to battle the enemies. If you are able to score 30,000 points, once all 3 pieces of your ship are destroyed, the screen will say "Enjoy another game" and you will be awarded a new 3-piece ship. And the game will begin at the start, although you will retain your score, and the game will continue at the higher level that you left off. I found this game fun but very challenging and found the music a bit annoying at times, but I still recommend playing it if you can find it in an arcade or on an emulator. I like this game more than Berserk, but not quite as much as Nibbler, so I rank Moon Cresta 22nd overall. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If there are any games you would like me to review, please leave a message in the comments section below or on my homepage. Please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for new videos every Wednesday and Sunday.